Have you ever had a conversation where you walked in feeling completely sure about yourself, but walked out feeling confused, uncertain, maybe even a little wrong? Nothing dramatic happened. No one shouted. No one insulted you directly. But somehow, after talking to that person, you start questioning your own thoughts. You replay the conversation in your mind. You wonder if you said something wrong. You start thinking, maybe I misunderstood, maybe I overreacted, maybe I'm the problem. And the strange part is, this doesn't happen with everyone. It happens with specific people. That's where it gets interesting. Because when a feeling repeats itself around the same person, it's not random. It's a pattern. And that pattern often has a cause. In normal conversations, even when people disagree with you, you still feel like yourself. You might not agree, but you don't lose your sense of clarity. You don't suddenly start doubting your own thoughts. But with certain people, something different happens. They don't directly attack you. They don't openly disagree in a clear way. Instead, they create small moments of uncertainty, small questions, small reactions, small shifts in tone, and those small moments start adding up. Let's look at how this actually happens in real life. Imagine you're explaining something simple, maybe your opinion about a situation. You speak clearly, you know what you mean, but the response you get is something like, "Are you sure that's what really happened?" It sounds like a simple question, but it plants doubt. Now, instead of continuing your point, you pause, you think again, you question your own memory, or you say something confidently and the response is, "I don't think that makes sense." Not explained, not discussed, just stated. Now your brain tries to fix it. You start rethinking what you said. You try to explain it better. You try to make it clearer. And slowly, without realizing it, you shift from expressing yourself to defending yourself. This is where the pattern begins. And once it starts repeating, it changes how you behave. Now let's bring this into a relationship. You share how you feel about something. Maybe something bothered you. You say it calmly. But instead of understanding, the response you get is, "You're overthinking it," or "You're too sensitive." At first, you might disagree, but when you hear it again and again, something changes. You start questioning your own emotions. You think, maybe I am overthinking. Maybe I am too sensitive. And just like that, your confidence in your own feelings starts to weaken. This is not loud manipulation. This is quiet influence. And it works because it doesn't feel aggressive. It feels like conversation. Now think about a workplace situation. You present an idea. You've thought it through. You're confident. But someone responds with, "That's not how things usually work." No explanation, no discussion, just a statement. Now you hesitate. You start thinking, maybe I don't understand this as well as I thought. Again, your confidence drops, not because you were wrong, but because doubt was introduced. And the more this happens, the more your behavior changes. You speak less. You question more. You hesitate before sharing ideas. And slowly, you begin to depend on that person's reaction before trusting your own thoughts. That's the deeper effect. Now here's something very important. Not everyone who makes you doubt yourself is doing it intentionally. Some people naturally communicate in a way that creates confusion. Some people are overly critical. Some people project their own uncertainty onto others. But whether it's intentional or not, the effect on you is the same. You lose clarity. And when you lose clarity, you lose confidence. Now let's go deeper into how this actually works psychologically. The human brain looks for certainty. When someone confidently questions your thoughts, your brain tries to resolve that conflict. It starts searching for errors. It starts reevaluating your own perspective. This is normal, but when it happens repeatedly, your brain starts defaulting to doubt. Instead of trusting your first thought, you second-guess it. Instead of expressing yourself freely, you filter everything. Instead of feeling confident, you feel unsure. And that's how a simple conversational pattern slowly changes your mindset. Now think about this carefully. Do you feel like this with everyone? Or is it only with certain people? That answer tells you everything. Because if it's only with certain people, then the problem is not your ability to think clearly. It's the environment created in those conversations. And once you see that, something important happens. You stop blaming yourself automatically. You start observing the pattern instead. You notice how certain people respond. You notice how conversations shift. You notice how doubt appears. And once you notice it, you start breaking the pattern. Instead of immediately questioning yourself, you pause. Instead of assuming you're wrong, you ask yourself, did I actually say something wrong? Or is this just how this person responds? That question changes everything, because it brings you back to your own perspective. Now let's talk about something practical. When you notice someone repeatedly making you doubt yourself, you don't need to argue with them. You don't need to prove yourself every time. Sometimes the most powerful response is simply staying grounded in what you said. You don't rush to correct yourself. You don't over-explain. You don't chase their approval. You stay with your point. And when you do that consistently, something interesting happens. The pattern starts losing its effect, because it only works when you automatically doubt yourself. The moment you stop doing that, the control shifts, and slowly your confidence starts coming back. Because confidence is not just about what you know. It's about how much you trust your own thinking. And when that trust is affected, everything else follows. But the good part is, once you become aware of the pattern, you can rebuild that trust. You can start trusting your thoughts again. You can start speaking freely again. You can start feeling like yourself again. And that changes how you experience every conversation. So next time you walk away from a conversation feeling unsure, pause for a moment. Ask yourself one simple question. Did I actually say something wrong? Or did someone just make me feel that way? That one question can bring you back to clarity. And once you have clarity, you have control. If this made you reflect on your own experiences, then you're already becoming more aware. And that awareness is what protects your confidence. If you found this helpful, like the video and subscribe for more insights into human behavior and psychological patterns. And I'd like to ask you something. Have you ever felt like someone made you doubt yourself in a conversation, even when you were sure you were right? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else understand what they're going through.